welcome to the Seek Outside podcast.
And then you think that's bad? You're lying on the phone in the office. Seek Outside podcast.
Some people are just wired that way.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Seek Outside podcast. Today is Thursday, October 9th. Thank you guys for joining us. Mr. Owen, Tim, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
Yeah?
It is almost my first hunt. Or not first hunt, but first hunt of the season.
Yeah.
For big game.
Been
Pretty
fiending for that.
Stoked. Yeah, dude. I've been tweaking.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I can feel it. You're getting antsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got some fun stuff on the podcast today. What we're going to do, we have a new product that we're going to talk about that should be releasing maybe today or somewhere around now. You got to check the website. We got Carl Lewallen from Rec Pak. For you guys that have watched or listened to the podcast before, you know I've raved about Rec Pak. He was on. We talked about some meal, some nutrition stuff. And then we're going to just cover off some more fall stuff. I got a story I want to share relating to my elk hunt. And yeah, we're just going to take it easy. Enjoy the Thursday here.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I do want to start off by saying just some shop news here. So our plan before we got on here was we were going to talk about our Frankenpack sale. By the time you're listening to this, it's probably all sold out.
We should insert the video.
There we go. Yeah,
so
you
guys can see.
Yeah, because we didn't get to post it. So the idea was we had all these packs from previous years with different multicam accessories.
Yeah,
and
it could have been multicam, X-Pack, Ultra 400.
Yep, mismatching pockets, just old style. And they were just sitting back there. So the team decided we were going to build up a bunch of these and put them for sale.
Yep.
And we had I think it was over 50 of them.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then a bunch of accessories, which I do think the accessories are probably still available.
They're still, yeah. And definitely like hip belts. They're definitely still available.
Yep. Hip belts.
But yeah, it was 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gone.
We put them up. And in the time that we sent the email out announcing it and the time we made it live on the website, we immediately went and filmed this promotional reel. And by the time we got finished filming this reel, basically everything was sold out. So
it's a pretty goofy reel. We'll play it now.
It is, yeah.
Oh no, I've created a monster! Not this monster. This monster right here. This is the Frankenpack, a special blend of all kinds of materials. And the best part, the savings are monstrous. So if you want to save up to 70% off our old style backpacks, check out the website now.
Yeah, insert here. But anyway, these are the Frankenpacks, and this is a perfect reason why you got to be looking at our emails all the time.
Yeah, you never know what'll be coming through. I mean,
yeah,
it was the best deal to buy a nice backpack I've ever seen.
I usually send out a text message with the email if I send that. And I was going to do that because that usually gets to people a little bit more directly, but didn't even have time this time.
No time.
But check out the website. We probably, if you already have one of our packs,
there might be like some talons, some just accessories. Yeah. Take a look.
Just random stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that took up that was going to take up a big chunk of our podcast here. So now we're just finding stuff to talk about.
Yeah, now we're just lost.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about this.
Yeah, I do want to talk to that. So that's what I was going to transition into. So
wait. Pause. I don't know what it's called. I think it's the mega roll. It's not the possible roll.
Yeah. It was just flat pouch roll. We do have to figure out a name for it.
It should have a name. It has a SKU made.
I think it's the flat roll. All right. Well, for now, we're just going to go with flat roll. We couldn't think of it on the podcast.
Yeah. You can see our creativity is unmatched.
Yeah. We already burnt all the creativity on that unbelievable
Frankenpack
roll for the the reel. The roll.
The reel. Yeah,
Jeez.
the reel was beautiful. Well, you want me to talk about this thing?
Do it, man.
All
Do
right.
it. Product preview. New product.
preview. This is the flat roll XL. There will likely be a smaller one at some point. Just gauging some interest here, but what it is you've probably seen a tool roll before if you use like mechanics or you're a motorcyclist or something like that, which inspired us to make this. Now, if you guys have listened to the podcast before, I may not always have the most safety gear, but this is my personal flat roll that I have now created to be, I take it everywhere. It has all my safety stuff in it. And here's the beauty. It packs, you have effectively 4 possible pouches, styles, plus a sheath to hold stuff in with a stretchy, what would you call that? Closure.
Elastic.
Yeah, with an elastic closure. There's hang loops on it. The 4 areas for storage are all zippered. There's one that's mesh so you can see through it. This guy,
it's got a carry handle on the back.
It's got a carry handle on the back, so it actually takes up a lot less space in your backpack. Or just in your car or on your motorcycle or wherever you're putting it, because you just roll it all up. You don't have to think about, where my stuff is. Like, which green pouch is my toiletries in while I'm out backpacking. So this guy, I've kind of got it set up. This first pouch here is designed for like things like a saw or a knife. In this case, I have a silky saw in here, which is great for cutting trees, firewood, making a pole for your tent, stuff like that. And the cool thing about these rolls, I think they have, different uses for each person, right? For me, I finally went and got myself, this is all packed in. This is all my first aid kit. I finally got a little safety blanket just in case. I was recently on a backpacking trip, so I got, my
shit kit
right there, which is really nice because you can just lay this out and you have all the stuff right there. And another reason we kind of came up with this idea, and this is a little bit more geared towards like what Ryan does with this, but this is, you use it as a kill kit, right?
Yeah.
Of what you recently used.
Yeah. We'll install some videos here. The thing, so we've been using Possibles pouches for all of our stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
The biggest bummer with them is, especially if you have like a couple different sizes, and if you have like 2 of the same size here, sometimes I don't have them like Sharpied or anything like that. So you'll be like, you have to like pick it up and feel it like, oh, is this my kitchen kit?
Yep.
This, boom, just all right in the same spot.
Yeah, all in one. You lay it out. Like I have one is like my charging zone. So I just, connect everything up, zip this down, put it by my head at night, and just have my phone connected.
Yeah.
This right here, they're all different sizes and volumes here too, which is nice. Like this is a really large volume. I do have some stuff out of it, but like I have like, batteries, headlamp, just super quick, easy access stuff.
I was able to fit all of my game bags, bone-in elk game bags in this pocket here.
And what I had in here this last trip was my DST, right? As this is kind of my emergency kit, that I was using it for. But like over here, we got knife, cordage, super glue, lighter, seam sealer, all
super glue.
Yeah, super glue.
Oh, I thought you picked that up.
Antibiotics there. The super glue for, if you cut yourself or need to put stuff back together. But it's a really cool system.
It's just nice to have everything centralized, especially like using it as a kill kit.
It's your one thing that you pull out.
Well, yeah, and it's like I still do this, but even with this kit, but it makes it a little bit easier because you have a home base, but like you put your knife down and like sometimes you just like, in between going from quarter to quarter, you like throw it and you try to get it on some place that you're going to remember it. Well, with this, you have your home base. This is where everything lives, easy access to the saw, and you have everything right there. I mean, you could literally fit your kill kit. I have, like in mine right now, I have a DST tarp in there. So it's like kill kit plus.
Emergency stuff, right? Like,
yep.
Yeah. I mean, even you could organize food.
Yeah.
I honestly wish I had a second one this trip because I would have totally just done like, I don't need it yet, but next week I will. Like kill kit emergency is one roll. Next roll would be like kitchen, toiletries, everything like that.
Yeah. Food would actually be very doable
Well,
in
you
this.
could do
Like if you have Ziploc bags and like dehydrated, you just take all the air out of them and
bet you
roll them
could
up
fit
and put them in there.
4 or 5 dehydrated meals in there if you stuff them in nice.
Yeah.
Like you can get, all your snacks in the tiny spots. Like you can get full organization. And the cool thing is like, if you're in a nice camp zone, like you can hang this up.
Yeah. Hang it
Which
up
is
that
cool.
way or the other way if you want.
It's got 2 hangs. So you can hang it either way. It is made out of Cordura, so it's not waterproof. It's water resistant. But, I mean, if you're in that much water anyways, then you probably already goofed.
And it sheds water decent enough. I mean, as long as you don't put it in a puddle, you'll be all right.
Yeah. So super cool system.
Maybe we'll make a Dyneema one day. That'll be like $400.
We have thought about it. Dyneema. But yeah, no, this is a really cool system. I think we're both really stoked and how much it's kind of changed our way.
And you got like daisy chained webbing back here, so like if you want to hang it somewhere in the back of your truck or something like that, it's just a very it's a utility tool roll for camping.
And like they're nice to have. Like I said, I'm gonna have this emergency one where I can just strap this on the outside of my bike when I go on trips.
Yeah.
Because, I, as we've talked about on the podcast, been not the best with first aid.
Yeah.
And emergency stuff. So
yeah,
it's kind of what we got. But yeah, it packs down. It feels real dense, which is kind of a nice feeling. Like it's not like all this weight's all dispersed in your pack. I just put this straight down and all the weight's like just in one spot.
Yeah. And you're just not, if you need quick access to something, you're not having to dig through your pack to find that specific kill kit roll. You just pull it all out. Yeah. You're good to go. So.
Kind of takes the guesswork out and just is a convenient item to have.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. We're stoked. So this will be up on the website. I think it's $89, something like that.
Yep.
So check it out and get you one. We are going to have a few in stock and ready to ship before hunting season, but who knows? They might go quickly. So go check them out. Yeah, good job on that. It's a good product, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Kind of want to transition here relating to the kill kit thing. So I have an interesting story that I just wanted to kind of cover off on because I think it could be relevant to a lot of people here. So basically, a couple weeks back, I shot an elk with my bow. Had to find a way to cram that in this podcast here.
He's got to brag. He's got to brag.
And I used that to cut him up. It was a brutal pack out. Died probably 600 feet from where I could drive the truck. So real tough. But anyway, I typically do my own processing, and I had a little scare this weekend. So my parents live about an hour from here, and they have a big fridge that we just always take our stuff. They hang it there. It's big enough to fit a whole elk in. So after I got him down, brought him over there, hung the quarters. I like to hang them for like a week before we start butchering, just to kind of let the rigor mortis process go through, and then it just tenderizes the meat. Anyway, it's fall. Usually gets pretty cool at night. I just left everything kind of in game bags, but open, which, shout out, I got to use those born and raised game bags, and for solo hunting, they're freaking awesome. Like with that zipper. Yeah. It's so clutch. But it was also nice because I could unzip the quarters, still have them hanging, but also have them protected so they weren't like, putting blood on all the sides there. But anyway, so hang this thing for a week. Last week here in Junction, it got to probably 85.
Yeah.
Which for basically October is
toasty.
Very, very warm.
Yeah.
Where they live, it gets warm too. And everything was in the garage. And granted, this is a fridge. It's not a walk-in cooler, so there's not a ton of space. Like it takes a minute to cool everything down. So, but I didn't think about it through whole week. So get over there, and on Friday, and I was going to process it the next day. And my dad comes up to me and he's like, "Yeah, it just started smelling in the fridge a little bit today." I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's probably fine." I'm like, "I don't know about that." So I'd open up the garage and just this wave of rotten smell hits me. And, we got there late. It was like 6 p.m. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is worst case scenario." It got warm during the week. The fridge must have gotten above like 40 degrees. And so we ended up like putting all the quarters in their chest freezer just overnight to get them as cold as possible. Every time I open up the fridge, it's just like this smell of rotten meat. And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I'm just freaking out that night. We actually ended up going turkey hunting in the morning. It was like more like a turkey harvest, the spot that we go to in the fall. They're just hanging out. It's not hard. So we ended up killing a turkey. It kind of sucked because I didn't like really enjoy the hunt or anything like that because I was thinking about the meat the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was like, all right, it's in the freezer. What are we going to do? So we get back, and the thing that worried me the most is I go in the garage, and since we had put everything in the freezer, there was no smell. So I'm like, oh, it was like for sure the meat that was rotted. So the whole time I'm just like, this is worst case scenario. We end up starting to butcher. We pull one quarter out, smelling it. It's like, doesn't smell bad. Like it smells fine. But the whole time I'm just expecting to find a big old chunk of like rotten meat or like down by the ball joints or something like that. It was all going to be rotted, all the good stuff. Go through quarter after quarter. Don't smell it. And, meat looked fine. There's obviously the stuff that you got to cut off. It had a good crust on it, but I'm still just like freaked out, right? I'm like, why is this smell happening? So we get done with everything. It's like, 4-hour process to get all the quarters done, and we're cleaning up. And I had realized that I had put a blanket, and usually I do a tarp underneath there, but I put a blanket at the bottom of the fridge underneath all the quarters. And, there's blood that gets in there. Yeah. This blood had soaked into the blanket. And so like we had everything processed. I open up the fridge to go clean it, and the smell just hits me horribly.
Yeah.
The blood had gotten in this blanket, and that was what was rotting because it had so much surface area, and because it could heat up as like a lot quicker than the meat could because it was, there's no insulation. That was what was making it smell. But those game bags, not an ounce of meat was ruined. Got to basically keep everything.
So the blanket was inside the fridge?
Yeah, it was in the fridge trying to keep I was trying to soak up blood so that it wouldn't like pool up down in the bottom.
But the blanket was warm enough to rot or what?
I think so because, the fridge got to, I think it was like 42 degrees, right? One night when I checked it when we got there, and that was the warmest day, and we had been like opening up the fridge, checking on it and stuff like that. Yeah. What I think happened was because, the meat is very well insulated, it takes a while for that to heat up. And once it gets down to temperature, it's usually good. But the blanket, because there was like no insulation, I think it got up to that 42 degrees quicker, which is when bacteria can start growing.
Yeah.
So it was like bacteria was going crazy there. But it wasn't getting in the meat because the meat was so insulated, and it wasn't like fully touching the blanket.
Yeah.
So it was a terrifying thing, but like the lesson is if anybody does that, like don't freak out because I was, I had 12 hours of just like, this is going to be horrible. I mean, we cooked up steaks and I tried multiple different cuts and tasted fine. Didn't smell bad, but
he's been acting weird. He's been farting a lot. He's gonna go to the bathroom every 15 seconds. He looks a little green.
Yeah.
Dude, that is worst case scenario because you put in all that time, and not only is the hunt like fun and everything, but it's obviously like a good portion about it is about the meat.
Yeah.
And to lose any of that is pretty tough.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I've like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like a lot of the reason not to debone is because you lose more meat, right?
Yeah.
You know, which
It's-
is why I haven't done it.
Yeah, and a big part of that is because the meat insulates it. So if you can get like a quarter cooled down, it's just got so much mass to it
Yeah.
that it's going to keep its temperature. Whereas like, you know, the more surface area that you have exposed, or like those super thin pieces of meat, like the in between the ribs and stuff like that, it doesn't take much for it to change the temperature.
Yeah.
And so that's why it spoils a lot quicker.
I can see that.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. That is gnarly. Have you ever heard about this? A lot of people ask me, or not ask me, have told me that you may not be getting your elk back. Like when you take it to a processor, you may not be getting your actual elk back.
Yeah.
You may be getting somebody else's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the burger, a lot of times what they, and that's what I've heard. I've never seen it. And I'm sure it varies depending on the butcher. There's probably some that are great, some that aren't.
Yeah.
But they, like, especially with burger, they just put all the meat into one and they make a guesstimate as to
How much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is risky because, like, if you take care of all your meat,
Somebody else doesn't.
Yeah. You're screwed.
That's where I've heard, like, I heard somebody drop theirs off, but they processed the tenderloins and the backstrap because that's easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a backstrap back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I'm not going to say no. It says
proof.
if it says my name on it, but
Yeah. But that's
proof.
100% proof that does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, especially like, let's say you shot a 4-point bull and what you get back is a nasty 6x7, old as heck, grangy
Yeah. Yeah.
bull. That's rough.
Yeah. Well,
40-year-old cow versus a 2-year-old cow.
yeah. I mean, it's very possible,
Yeah.
you know, and all it takes is like your number on the meat to get switched up with another guy's. And
I got to do my first, when I was in New Zealand, I got to do like process my first animal.
yeah,
Wasn't that hard.
No.
Like, if you have a place to store it and let it kind of age,
mm-hmm.
seems like the way to do it.
It is. It's nice. It's so much cheaper. Like all you're paying for is just the vacuum seal bags or however you want to do it. But
Yeah.
But then you also get the added benefit of like kind of being able to choose like how thick you want your steaks, being able to choose like, oh, you know what, this year I want a little bit more burger.
Yeah.
You know, you can
I
kind of
always do my steaks. But
yeah.
That's easy. But
Yeah.
I need to get into it.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the downside. It does take a long time.
Yeah.
So,
But
but
you got to just like you got to like open the garage and you get to work. Yeah.
yeah, makes me hungry for freaking elk steaks.
I know. I just got hungry.
Speaking of which, we were going to cover this. Top 3 fall meals.
Top 3 fall wild game meals or just fall meals?
I would say just anything.
Anything? Yeah. Ooh, let's go shot for shot here. You first.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason I ask is I'm always looking for new, especially big game recipes, but new, like I feel like summer, I never, you're not going to eat soup during the
It's
summer.
too hot to want to cook, dude.
Yeah,
It's too hot.
unless it's grill or like, you know. But fall it opens up a lot because it's cold. You can do chili. I would say my number one thing that I have to have every fall is like a white chili, like chicken white chili. It's like a Mexican, very similar beans, peppers,
Nice.
chilies.
But it's just with chicken?
Yeah, chicken and chicken broth and no like tomato stuff. But
Nice.
whip that up on a cold fall day with some hot tortillas. Oh, it's like the thing that signals fall is here for me.
I was gonna say, yeah, chili too. I make just like a 5-gallon bucket of chili.
Yeah,
Just eat at it, for 3 weeks.
classic red chili, dude.
Yeah, well, you get the like McCormick seasoning packs. You throw one more in than you need,
Mm-hmm.
and you just go real heavy on the beans and stuff. And 2 pounds of meat go a long way.
It does, yeah. And then you have meals for days.
Yeah,
You could do chili dogs, chili burgers.
chili everything.
It's all the different things. Yeah, no, that's a good one. I'm gonna steal one from you now because you told me this a few years ago. But
Oh, that's
This-
so good.
The steaks. So basically, if you get like a backstrap or a tenderloin,
Yeah.
and I've done it where you kind of pound them, kind of almost like veal cutlets or something like that.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure if you had a tenderloin, you could just cut it really thin
Yeah.
if it's like still frozen.
Yeah.
I throw it on the cast iron.
Nice.
Make some biscuits, whatever
Are you
your
breading them?
go
Or are you
to.
just going raw?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a veal cutlet, like you bread it and
Yeah, what I call that? There's like Tennessee. What is that? Called it something.
Tennessee tenderloin.
Biscuit. Yeah, it was
Tennessee biscuit.
effectively. Yeah, it's amazing. It's
But you
just-
put the key is honey, and I got some hot honey.
Ooh.
That is
I
to
bet
die
that's so
for.
good. Yeah, you get some of the Pillsbury biscuits.
Yeah.
The buttery ones. The buttery, like ones with the butter in there.
Throw
Yeah.
some mashed potatoes on the side. Man, that's a fall meal right there.
It is not good for you, but it is fantastic. Yeah, you smash them, hit them with the little tenderizer.
Mm.
Yeah, I bet you could make that with like round steak.
Probably could, yeah, with
Yeah.
the tenderizer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real good. That is a silly good meal. Panko breadcrumbs.
Yeah, you do
Uh-huh.
panko. I do
Yeah.
that. I have to make my own Italian ones because the wife's allergic to dairy. So
Oh yeah,
basically, all the breadcrumbs have freaking dairy in them.
Yeah,
now.
true. Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah.
Damn it, I forgot about that. I
Yeah.
should make that tonight.
Do it.
Sounds so good.
What you got next?
I don't know. I mean, I'll switch it away from the meat. It's classic. Good sweet potato pie.
Mm,
Sweet
Yeah.
potato pie or pumpkin pie. I think sweet potato pie is better.
yeah.
Yam pie.
Yeah.
Pecan pie. I have a pecan tree at my house.
Do you
I do.
really?
Yeah. Very rare thing for Colorado.
I knew you were from Texas.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. No, pie is tough to beat. That's for sure.
Pie's good. Pie's fire.
I would say my third one. Let's see, top 3 fall meal. Like
Top 3. I mean, there's so
thinking-
many.
like the scene I'm trying to set is you were out doing something on a Saturday or Sunday.
Get home.
Get home, it's dark. It's like
Fire meal.
5:30.
Yeah.
It's got to be dark when it's 5:30. That's key. Can't like
Because you have to eat food to not be depressed.
yeah. And it's just like when it's dark early, it makes you get all cozy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true. It's
Throw
true.
a football game on. But let's see. I would probably say my number 3 would be bolognese, like beef bolognese or elk bolognese, veal, venison bolognese, whatever. It's basically just spaghetti and red sauce, but there's no red sauce. It's just a bunch of meat, carrots, vegetables chopped up really fine. You simmer that thing in wine all day, cook it long, get some nice Parmesan, good French bread. Oh my gosh.
It does sound good.
That's a good fall meal.
You know,
it's hearty.
I'm surprisingly not a spaghetti guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least just like normal red sauce. I think Italian food. Maybe I'm gonna ruffle some feathers out there. I think Italian food all tastes the same.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Italian food is the best.
But I also love Mexican food, which is all the same ingredients. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think it all depends on how you cook it, and like if you're getting canned tomato
I just mean
sauce.
like if you're going out to like an Italian restaurant, it's like I never think it's that good. First few bites, you're like, that's good, but it's not $30 for a pasta good.
I feel that 100%.
Yeah.
That is a good take. I feel like at least the restaurants that we have, the Italian restaurants that you have around here, the fancy Italian, it's not worth it.
No.
Oh, I will say
But
there's this,
Italian food at home is not bad. I do like it. It's just more that like if you go get it.
yeah. Well, it gets soggy like if you do a takeout, like garlic bread gets soggy. I'm
Like you shouldn't be like a $30 bolognese freaking spaghetti versus a $3 one you make at home.
oh for sure.
It's like the same.
Yeah. But I will say there are spots that have Italian restaurants that are going to be way better than anything I could possibly do at home. In
That is
Boulder,
true.
there was this one where you could get lasagna, but you could get it with like red sauce. You could get it with
Ooh.
Alfredo sauce. You
Ooh.
could do a mix. You could do pesto.
I do the only Italian thing I say I just can die for Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
Too good.
Oh, yeah.
Too good.
Yeah.
I would say my third one that I've been trying more is a Mississippi pot roast. Any kind of roast, but like
Yeah.
a Mississippi pot roast. Put it on a
Explain what that
sandwich.
is.
It's like salty meat. Like
But
with, like,
don't you put like ranch dressing in there or something?
Yeah, you put like that and then like some pepperoncinis in there. It's like you can make like lunches with it pretty easily.
Yeah.
I've made some caribou Mississippi pot roast.
Yeah.
The hard thing with roasts and wild game, I feel like, and maybe there's something I'm missing. There probably is that there's just not the fat content for the like fall off the bone
Yeah.
type stuff. It's generally a little tougher than I would prefer.
Yeah.
Like I will say, like a beef. There are times where beef is like the better substitute in certain meals.
Yeah. I feel that. You're never going to get that fattiness. Bear is a good substitute. You know, when
Could you do a bear roast? I guess you could. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The key with, in my opinion, big game roasts is, number one, it's got to be like a thicker sauce. And
That makes sense.
if you do a roast, like something like that, I always, you know, if you have a big piece of meat, it's going to take a long time to break down. If you cut it up into smaller pieces and then like shred it,
Yeah.
allows some of that moisture to get in there.
Yeah, that's good.
And I always try to do like a little bit thicker, like almost like a gravy, so it kind of sticks to the meat a little bit more than just like the liquidy stuff. But because that is correct,
Yeah.
I think I would agree with that for sure.
Like a roast, it is good. It's just not like that same like just peel it apart like you get with like a pork.
Yeah.
Or a chicken.
Yeah.
Or a beef.
I got one more that I want to add here because it's hunting related.
Okay.
So a couple years ago, I made probably the best meal that I've ever made for myself. And it was, I'd killed a hen mallard. She was super fatty. So I had 2 breasts.
Oh yeah, I got a fourth too.
Keep the skin on. That's huge with like good ducks. If you keep the skin on and the fat on.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I marinated it for, I think it was like almost 48 hours in Indian spices. So like, you know, the curry powder,
Nice.
the some of the other ones there, turmeric.
I need to go
Did
eat.
it. I know. I'm getting freaking hungry. But made almost like a tikka masala type thing with duck and then seared the duck on the cast iron.
Yeah.
I still think about that meal all the time.
I bacon wrapped duck with potatoes and eggs for breakfast.
Ooh.
Like, so my girlfriend worked at a winery, and so she'd be working all day while I was out duck hunting. I'd go just smack a few ducks, go cook them up, bring it to her, never frozen, never everything. It was money. Like a fat mallard with the bacon wrapped potatoes and egg.
That's
it's just.
Yeah. I don't understand people that don't like duck. It is, I think if it's cooked right, it is the best freaking meal that you can ask for.
I want to try doing like a full duck one day.
Yeah.
But I think people overcook the fuck out of duck.
I think that's what it is. And it's because it's red meat.
Yeah.
But it's like darker. It's almost like livery. So it kind of, you get the,
gets chewy, nasty if you overcook it too much.
But I think like you undercook it, quote unquote. It's not actually undercooked. It's just, it's such a different color than like steak.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, that's undercooked, but it's actually.
I think they say to do it like they say to fully cook duck that's like farm raised.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's, because it is poultry, but it's not, you know, like.
I've eaten a ton of wild ducks and never cook them to full temperature.
I want to get a sous vide.
Yeah.
Sous vide duck.
Yeah.
Because that would be the money.
Yeah.
Or start sous videing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's, man, fall. That's the thing about fall. It opens up all those.
Yeah, I think that is
options.
a cool thing about fall. Yeah, you get the more food, but you also get to like enjoy the effort you've put in, you know, through October, November, September.
Yeah,
you get to eat it, make those meals. It's kind of like enjoying the harvest, right? That's like fall. What's fall is all about.
Yeah,
you know, like a good squash with something.
Yeah, squash casserole.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Dang.
Fall is about the harvest. It is good, dude.
It is, man. We're gonna have to go eat here.
Yeah.
But well, that's good. Go check out the flat roll there,
Yep.
XL. See if there's any Franken packs left. Doubt it. We've been sorry, people. We've been doing the podcast and been getting a lot of phone calls. So sorry if we ignored you here, but we're about to start making some calls back. Anyway, got Carl from Rec Pak here. Highly encourage you guys to check them out. Delicious. I'm a big fan now. So enjoy the podcast, and hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day. Peace. We're good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, looks like it's recording from my end.
Beautiful. Heck yeah. Well, we might have a little delay here, but that's all right. We got Carl. How do you say your last name? Lewallen?
Lewallen. Yep.
Lewallen. Right on. Just like from No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Love it. We got Carl Lewallen from Rec Pak here joining the podcast. We've had some crazy technical difficulties. We've been trying to record this podcast for, I don't know, feels like 2 years now. And we've finally got all the right pieces in place. So Carl, thanks for joining us today, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. And always good to see your face and have a conversation.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I'm glad to have you on the podcast. Perfect timing. We got hunting season coming around. We got winter sports coming around, skiing. The common thread there is lots of calories burned and a need to replace those calories. So that's why we got you on the podcast. Carl from Rec Pak. Anybody that's seen some of our YouTube videos, listened to me on the podcast before, I've raved about you guys. Found out about you guys a couple years ago before a spring bear hunt. And I was like, I'm just not a big breakfast guy, but I need calories in the morning. Saw the Rec Pak ad and I hit you guys up. I was like, hey, I got a trip in like 4 or 5 days. Can you send me some stuff? And you guys did it. You got me some Rec Paks sent out ASAP, and I've been a big fan ever since. So thanks a bunch for joining us, man. You want to give a little backstory on yourself real quick?
What's there to know? I'm just your average outdoor guy who loves everything there is outdoors. I got involved with yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't know about average, seeing all those medals back behind you there.
Oh, yeah, just my little trophy area.
Yep.
A lot of Tough Mudder stuff, short runs, ultra runs, some riding trophies, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's no average. Those are no average feats, man. I think it's funny. We met up. I think the first place we met was at the Portland Sportsman Expo. You guys were there, and you and our old employee Austin got to chatting about running, and he's a big ultra guy. You're a big ultra guy.
Yeah, correct.
I just always have so much admiration for people to get into that, just because that's to me, I think that's the hardest of the hard, just in terms of mental and physical conditioning. So I guess we can start there. How did you get into that?
I'd always been into sports throughout school and everything. And then I coached after I graduated for about 10 years. I coached everything from track to wrestling, football, basketball, you name it. I've always been really involved somehow. And the ultra running I only really came on board to that a few years ago. And I've always been in track and field, and when I did track and field, I always ran the long distance stuff like the 1500 meter and or cross country stuff, but never really got into like the really long distance like the ultras. And, my longest one so far has been 32. I'd like to get a Hondo in, but I just time management with everything else I have going on. It's tough to set aside that time to be able to go do that, because I know that it's going to take several days before the race and definitely going to take several days after the race to recover. So It takes a little bit longer when you get older to recover.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. That's why I have so much admiration for it, because not only that, I mean, it's a week-long thing just around the race, but it's also, I mean, training for that stuff. You're doing 16, 12, whatever, I feel like a lot of people are doing about half the distance of the actual race there, somewhere around there, which takes a lot of time. I mean, there's only so many hours in a day, and to spend that time running of training and getting in shape, it's just it's crazy. It's something at least at this point in my life, I would never do, because but it's got to be so rewarding.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll be honest, the training part is a big part of it, but no matter how much you train, at the end of the day, it comes down to mental toughness.
Yeah.
You got to have that mental toughness, man, because you're going to hit some highs and you're going to hit some lows, and those lows really suck. And you got to be mentally strong to power through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and kind of along those lines, I mean, this summer you were telling me and you mentioned it there, some riding medals as well. You're big into the big cross country. Was it ATVs, side by sides? What was it this year?
ATVs, yeah. I guess you could say kind of back in the day, I ran on local circuit on ATVs, MX style. Done a few GP style, which is a little bit longer distance. And then I got really involved with some guys, and we went down to Nevada to ride as a team in the first Baja 1000 on American soil. So that was 1,000 miles in 24 hours. And I mean, a lot of time and effort went into preparing for that. But unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties with the equipment, had several equipment failures out there on the course and did not get to finish. But, that's racing. It's going to happen. That is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you hear about that a lot with the ultras. You have a hamstring blow up, a calf blow up, halfway through. You put all this effort, this time, training, money, all that stuff into it. And, something that's somewhat out of your control happens, and you're just toast. But what I just real quick, I kind of want to get into that. So what is that, the more so the MX style stuff, what does that look like just in terms of like preparation? What are the machines that you're using? What are you guys using? I assume you're just not taking out like a Yamaha Sportsman to go do these big cross country races on the ATV.
No, you definitely want to do some modifications to them. You want to set them up for desert style racing. So a larger fuel tank, spare equipment anywhere you could put it on there. You want a little more ground clearance. You definitely want the shock system to be upgraded to be able to handle the terrain out there. And if your shock system is updated, then it's a lot less work put on your body, a lot less stress.
Yeah.
So, all those things make a difference. And even then you can prepare. And, Murphy's Law, things happen.
Yeah. Well, so that's one thing, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, one of the big difference with like the MX style, you're racing on a track. You don't have pit stops. You're out there and you're full on MX style, going over jumps and different things, but everything you need is right there. It's not a pit 20 miles or 30 miles away that you have to make it to. And so that's one big difference out there. And there's a lot of work that goes in, and a lot of bodies to be able to run those pits too, especially when you're doing 1,000-miler.
Yeah. And is that something that goes overnight? Like 1,000 miles, that's a long ways. Is that like a 24-hour thing? Or?
Oh, yeah. Our actual start time, and we had kind of a little strange start time only because they wanted to try to avoid getting mixed up with the big rigs, So they started the motorcycles and the ATVs at 3 a.m. And, then your guess is as good as mine on finish time. The next 24 hours is going to be, they gave you 24 hours, but in order to complete it, I think the total time was like 32 hours. So, and yeah, it's a lot of hours out there, man. You don't get any sleep. Even with a team of 4 guys or 5 guys, you're still getting very little sleep because you're hopping from pit to pit and taking your time on the bike. And, it's just crazy too. There was a few people there. They did an Ironman, and that's a solo rider, 1,000 miles.
That's and that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people realize with those motorsports. Dirt bikes, ATVs, something that it's one thing if you're in a side by side. I mean, even that, like just going around, running one of those things while you're hunting, going on those dirt roads. You're hanging on to the side there. There's bumps and stuff like that. You put a few hours in, you're a little sore after the day. I can't imagine if you're doing jumps and like going through some super technical terrain there. It's got to wear the body down too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then, you throw that Nevada heat on top of that. Yeah, it was well over 100 during the day there. So you take a beating.
Yeah. And I guess they choose to do it in the middle of the summer just to add that extra, cause that's also can't be good for the vehicles too. Like just running it redlining the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot that goes on with those pits, when you make your pit stop and changing things out and filters and making sure everything is working properly. And, at the end of that race, I think it ended up being like 31 or 32 vehicles that did not finish due to mechanical breakdown.
Yeah. So you got all the sand getting in there and yeah.
And sand, dirt, when you're running in a race and you're competing with other guys, you're either in the front or you're the back. And if you're in the back or in the middle somewhere, you're sucking dirty air into that system, and it takes a toll on it.
Yeah. You ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
No, I don't think I have.
There's a good scene in there where they're Hunter S. Thompson's like covering the it was something in Vegas. Maybe it was probably, if that was the first Baja on U.S. soil, it probably wasn't, but they did a big dirt bike race down there, and it's like just this whole cloud of sand when everybody starts, and everybody's in their like full goggles and scarves and stuff like that. I just imagine that's what that was like when it started.
Yeah, you do have a little bit difference. Like when they run multiple vehicles, they do little gaps in between the start. But eventually, all those guys catch up and with each other, and then you're kind of, I guess, like in a pack. And they do still do some of those starts like what you were seeing there, where everybody takes off at the same time.
Yeah. Is that how you kind of got introduced to Rec Pak? Was just needing some fuel on some of those longer, both that and running?
Mostly with the running and just the outdoor activities that I do. I happen to be out at Pisgah running, doing some training, and I ran into Cam Haynes, and he was giving away like 3 bows that day, and he was out there by himself running. And I said, well, I'll film for you. So I filmed for him, and he tagged me in it. And then Rec Pak reached out to me and wanted to know if I wanted to get involved with their product. And I said, I'll definitely try your product. And if it's something that I feel like that I would use and I would back, then definitely I'll get involved. And sure enough, I mean, as soon as I tried it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And it's made a big difference in some of my outdoor activities for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm in the same boat.
I kind of got involved there, and here we are now, it's rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, maybe just for people listening, would you mind giving us a breakdown of what Rec Pak is and kind of what it's about?
Yeah, sure. So, I happen to have a little bag here. So this is our container. This is Rec Pak. Um, we do have a few new designs. Our new bag is only 5.9 ounces. So this container, you add 10 to 12 ounces of water to that. Take the cap directly off. Add that water directly in there. Shake it up good. Drink it. And with that, you get 700 calories, 42 grams of protein, and 25% of your daily vitamin intake, along with mineral blend. So you pretty much get everything you need for a complete meal replacement. Um, you get a great mix of carbs, calories, and protein in that mineral blend. So some people think that maybe the carbs are a little high. Yeah, the carbs are high, but there's enough fats, calories, and protein in there that help offset that carb, so you don't get that carb high and you don't get that carb crash.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed right off the bat is, and the good thing is it tastes like a protein shake or, something that, that you're used to drinking. But you definitely don't get, it feels like just energy wise, it feels like you're, 3 hours after you drink the Rec Pak. It doesn't feel like anything was empty there. It's not like you're like, 3 hours later, I gotta, hit the trail mix or something like that. It sustains you for, this last trip I did one day just because I was being lazy, where I drank 3 Rec Paks. I was packing out my bowl, and I just didn't want to mess with, making any, dehydrated meals or anything like that. So I just slammed the Rec Paks, and I was very shocked just with how energized I was and how there was that lack of even sometimes you have a regular breakfast out there, and by 10 o'clock, if you're hunting, have it at 6, and by 10 o'clock you're needing to fuel up. That was one of the big things I noticed about Rec Pak, was just how much energy it gave you. I was shocked, because I had tried some of those meal replacement shakes in the past, and first off, they all have a specific taste to them. Or I shouldn't say all of them. It's not like I tried all of them, but a lot of the ones I'd had a specific taste, and it was like it felt like a chore that you were drinking this thing, and you get calories and stuff like that, but I didn't notice that at all with Rec Pak, and that's kind of what got me hooked.
No, that's good. It's a complete meal. So, it's going to have everything you need and then some to be able to help you get through those highs and lows when you're out there, especially packing, you're burning the calories and
oh yeah,
hauling some heavy loads, multiple miles sometimes, and you're sweating. So, you get your calories, you get your protein, you get your carbs. And along with that, you get your electrolytes with the salt that's in there, along with the 10 to 12 ounces of water that you add to the product. So there's a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah.
Sure. And, as of right now, we have the 3 flavors. We have a coffee, we have a chocolate, and then a vanilla chai. And our coffee one does have caffeine. The other 2 do not.
I love that about the coffee one, because then you can, I always have to have 1 cup of coffee in the morning. But then I usually go straight to a sugary, I love Wilderness Athlete. They have a energy and focus one. It tastes pretty good, but still early in the morning, that's not what you're looking for. You're not looking for a bunch of sugars, and that's the cool thing about the coffee one is it has 120 milligrams of caffeine or something like that in there.
150 milligrams, which is about a cup and a half of standard coffee as far as the caffeine goes.
Yeah, so it gets you going.
Yeah, for sure. And, if you really wanted to up that, one of the things that I do in late season that we have here in Oregon for blacktail archery is in November. So when I know that I'm going to go and set my stand and I'm going to be there all day, I'll take one of the coffee ones and I'll mix it up in the mornings before I leave with 12 ounces of hot coffee. So then I've really got my caffeine count up. And Yeah.
That's the way to do it. So yeah, and you can do hot water if you want, or like warm water, and then also cold water too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I've gone as far as, because I spend a lot of time in the gym too, and for me at my age, I got to keep that protein count up as high as I can. So I've gone as far as taking the Rec Pak and mixing it with 12 to 14 ounces of whole milk to bring my protein count up.
Yeah, yeah. I love that you can. I love that you can just kind of pour the water in there in the morning, throw it in your pack, let it kind of soak a little bit, have a couple sips, and then kind of drink on it as the day goes. But the thing that is super impressive to me is that if like especially late season, I mean those things last for like 3-4 days, right? In good weather.
Yeah, the cooler the weather, the longer it'll last. So, and even like with some of the ultra runs that I've done, one that I have done a couple of times, it's a loop style. So it's about a 5.5, 6 mile loop. And so I've pre-mixed some Rec Paks and had them setting at my aid station. And, every round, it takes about an hour to do that loop. And so I just take a little bit, put the cap back on, set it back down on the table. And then, my next loop, same thing. That way I have a little something all the way throughout the day, through the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I love what you guys are doing. How long have you guys been a company for?
A little over 2 years.
Okay.
Not too long over 2 years. I couldn't give you an exact date because I got involved with the company when they were about a year old.
Okay. Yeah. Man, I must have seen that ad like right when they were getting going, right when you guys were getting going, because that was about 2 years ago on that spring bear hunt. So doing a good job with the ads.
Yeah, very likely. I know that we do some aggressive ad stuff from time to time to try to get it out there, and I was kind of brought on board too to help push the hunting industry in because I've always been a big archery hunter, backcountry, getting out there, putting the miles on.
Yeah. Well, that's where the weight factor comes in. I mean, and like you think about your standard dehydrated meal, right? I mean, you're sitting at about, the weight, the specs, the calories, it's all very similar. The only difference is, and I think you still, it's good to have a mix in there, right? Like I could imagine if you're just drinking meal replacement shakes for a whole week, it might get a little tedious, but that's my whole thing with dehydrated meals is after a while, they all just taste the same. So it's nice to have kind of something to fall back on. And let's be honest, nowadays, a lot of times, just taste wise with some of those dehydrated meals, I'll just drink them as if it is a shake because I just want to get the calories in as soon as possible. So it's not very different.
Yeah. No, totally honest, the Rec Pak, our meals are not meant to take over everything. It's meant to add to whatever, you have in your pack to make that difference and to be able to do something a little different and replace one of those meals without sacrificing, calories or vitamins. For me, like when I go out and I know I'm going to be out, let's just say I'll set up a base camp and I'll go out for a day. I'll have a couple of different things in my pack. And definitely now that I'm into the Rec Paks, I carry 2 of those and I keep one for emergency backup because it's only 5.9 ounces. Throw in the bottom of your pack and forget about it and just leave it there, until you really need it. And so the other one I usually try to utilize throughout the day in the mornings, which will get me usually past lunch. And then if I need something else other than that, then I'll break into my other products.
Yeah.
And one of the new cool things that we've done with our new packaging that just came out, you can see like the cap on this thing. So now you're able to once you use the product, clean out the bag, and the Sawyer Life straws will fit right on there.
Oh,
Now you can use this as an extra water storage bag. So
that's sweet.
instead of just tossing it to the side, we're able to utilize it, save some stuff for the planet. Don't have to throw it away. Make sure you keep it, reuse it. And I've tested a little bit, and I can hold up to 24 ounces of water in one.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I didn't even think about that. That's a good innovation there, because that is something. I mean, you always especially with some of the platypus bladders and the camelback stuff, there's definitely a little taste there with the plastics that get in there. I feel like that.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about those Sawyer Squeeze things, is they don't typically have that taste. But yeah, it's a multi-use thing. That's always it's always what I'm looking for with backcountry stuff, is just things that you can use in multiple different ways, and how can you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, especially like if you really want to get into cutting weight, you just you bring one of those in the morning. Don't bring your Sawyer Squeeze. Yeah. Have that your opening morning. You're saving, a few ounces here, a few ounces there, and that's how you lighten up your pack.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be in an area that you can find water somewhere, and then all you need is your filter. And I mean, like I said, I've tested it. Works great. There's a few videos out on it where I tested it earlier this year during hunting season, and makes all the difference. If you were trying to save that weight, for sure.
So do you the shelf life on them? What's the shelf life like? From like, how long do you have? Do they expire or anything like that?
So right now we have a shelf life of 18 months from the date of manufacturer on it. So that's the suggested time on it. And we could go and make changes and get a longer shelf life, but then we sacrifice quality ingredients, and we didn't want to do that.
Yeah. What are like, kind of, how are these made? Like, what, I have no idea about how they make protein powder or anything like that. How is one of those? What are the ingredients? What is it derived from?
So we have a protein blend of whole oat flour, whey protein isolate, which is a much cleaner protein. Outside of that, then we have collagen, sunflower, and oil blend. Organic coconut milk powder, ground flaxseed cocoa powder in the chocolate flavored one. There's also sea salt in there. And then along with all the other minerals, we got potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, copper, chromium, chloride. And then along with vitamins, we got like vitamin C, E, B5, B12, B6, B1, thiamine, folic acid. There's multiple other vitamins in there too, and everything's micronized, so it's not dehydrated. Everything's ground down really, really fine, and that's another plus to the product that I didn't mention. That once you do add that water, it mixes up really quick, and then once you consume it, your body starts to utilize it right away because it's already broken. Yeah. It's not going to set heavy on you like some of those freeze-dried meals, and your body has to waste valuable energy to break that down, to process it, to turn it into energy.
What was kind of do you know the impetus of why Rec Pak was created, like the niche that was just calling for Rec Pak there?
I'll see if I can get the whole story straight, but Deed, our founder and developer, he's ex-military, and when he was out overseas, deployed and out in the field, he kept wanting to have something other than the freeze-dried meals or the granola bars or the candy bars. He wanted something that was lightweight, quick, and convenient, that had everything a person might need for a complete
Yeah.
meal. And that's where it kind of started to happen and get developed. And then once Dee got home, it's my understanding that he worked with a NFL nutritionist to come up with the formula or all the ingredients for a highly active, athletic person going out there and just putting the miles on and needing a wholesome, complete meal to avoid without having to sit down and break out something to heat up water and do a freeze dried meal, or to get away from like the heavy feeling of eating one of those big, heavy, chewy granola bars that, yeah, they might have the calories and everything you need, but it's going to sit heavy on you.
Yeah, that's always the worst. I just hate when it becomes a chore to get calories, and that's why I rave to everybody about Rec Pak, is because it just doesn't feel like that. So that's good.
Yeah.
I kind of want to transition here. I don't want to take too much more of your time, but I know that you got a spot up in Alaska there. Do you just keep like a stockpile of these up there just in case shit hits the fan?
Yeah, I do have a few up there.
Yeah. It makes sense. I would too. Especially with the long shelf life and just the nutritional value, it seems like a perfect kind of just emergency meal to keep up there. That was my attempted transition to start talking about Alaska, because you had kind of mentioned it over the phone, but you got a spot up near Homer. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're just outside of Homer on the Kenai Peninsula. Got like a 5-6 acre RV park, storage yard.
Just enough to get you up there every summer.
Little flat.
Yeah.
So we go up every summer. I've spent other time up there, just doing work on the property and doing different things. And met a lot of good people and get out and do some fishing. And I have yet to get up there and do some hunting. I've been invited on a ton, but just, I haven't had the time.
Yeah. Well,
a jack of all trades and a master of none. You're pretty busy.
Yeah. Hey. Well, mission accomplished. You got a spot up there in Alaska. That's pretty, especially near Homer. I mean, that's the zone. What got you into Alaska up there? Like, what has that always been a dream of yours to get a spot up there?
I'd always wanted to go and do some hunting and fishing, and it just happened that we had a brother-in-law that bought a place, and then my stepson ended up getting involved with another family member, and we got a hold of this place that we're on now through that. And then, once I started going up there more and more often and meeting more and more people around the area and making a lot of friends. So, I don't know. Definitely something on my list of things that I wanted to do or places I wanted to go visit. And now I'm there every year.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's a good spot. Well, Carl, thank you, man. I really appreciate you jumping on here. Sorry for the technical difficulties there.
It is what it is, man. I appreciate it. And we finally got it worked out and made it happen. So
yeah.
Definitely. We'll have to stay in touch, do another one or whatever. Maybe do another one, talk more hunting.
Definitely.
Like you said, you got a bull. I'd love to hear the whole story on that one. And, I got a few elk stories from this year. Not successful ones, but
yeah. Well, I got I guess 2 more questions, because I do want to have you on again to talk more, less Rec Pak, more other stuff. But 2 questions before we get off here. Number 1, do you guys have anything new coming down the pipeline that anybody should be on the lookout for?
I wouldn't say right away. I do know that we changed the bags or the containers that the product comes in, so it's a little lighter. The caps are adaptable to the Sawyer water filter, and we played with the flavoring a little bit, and I think overall a plus on all of it.
Right on. Right on. Yeah.
Definitely try the new one.
Yeah. Joy just sent me a few of them for my next hunts here, so
cool.
Be enjoying those.
Yeah, and the coffee one for me, I think the new little twist we did on it is excellent.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Nice. And then second question, this one maybe it'll transition into hunting a little bit, but I always try to ask everybody before we get finished up here. You know, you're a gear guy, and especially you have a lot of. Seems like you just with the MX stuff, the ultra running, exposed to a lot of gear. Is there a piece of gear that you've come across in the last year and a half that has turned into just like a complete game changer that you always have to take with you? It could be anything from water filter to a blanket or something like that.
Rec Pak.
Aside from that.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, yeah, that has been a game changer. I've recently got my hands on a couple of new pack systems, I think, that are pretty awesome. I've been utilizing that pretty well. Seek Outdoors.
Yep.
And, it's a good system. I mean, one that has been like over the top and honestly really hard for me because I've been in the hunting industry or, hunting for pretty much all my life. And, I don't know. I think us hunters, we can be a fickle bunch, man. We get a product or a tool that we really like. We just stick with it no matter what.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I got some camo clothing that's probably 30 years old,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I always see you wear Predator camo, right? Is that, I feel like I've seen, yeah.
Yes.
Which I've always appreciated because like growing up, I feel like that was the cool camo, like watching hunting TV shows. I always just thought those dudes looked so cool in that camo, but it also has a lot of functional benefits as well.
Yeah, definitely. I love the Predator camo, and I've always been a Predator guy. When I can get my hands on it, I buy it, definitely. I love the pattern. I've been in a couple of different situations with that pattern on, and it's like, man, it's amazing. Like I wasn't even there, you know what I mean, with the animal. Last year I had a bull at 14 yards looking straight at me. I mean, obviously the wind's going to play a factor, and I had the wind in my favor, and then he just turned and bugled, basically like I wasn't even standing there looking at him. And I had that same situation with deer too, with that pattern on.
Yeah. So, and you're kind of on the coastal side there. You guys are mostly Roosevelts and blacktail deer.
Yeah. I'm kind of like in the middle in the Willamette Valley. So I can go, a few minutes west toward the coast, really into the rosies, and that's what I had last year. Standing there looking at me was a rosie, and then I can go, a few miles east, and I can be in the Cascades, and then you get like some of the bench leggers, and then a little bit farther you get into the Eastern Oregon mule deer, and our other elk species here also, the Rockies. So it's kind of cool, you get both species of elk, and they say traditionally 3 species of deer: your blacktail, your whitetail, and mule deer. We have all 3 here, but then you get those overlaps where they crossbreed.
Mm-hmm. So I'm always curious about this, especially for people that kind of have the chance to hunt both, specifically rosies and Rocky Mountain elk. Mm-hmm. Do you notice any like big differences between the two, just with how they act, how they respond to bugles, where the rut is, and all that?
Definitely, I think the The rut can vary. And all my years of experience in hunting here in Oregon all my life, I've had, I probably had more luck with the Rockies and calling, but I think that's just due to the terrain because when you get on this Oregon coast with those hills and the amount of brush, that's just like the bull I got into last year. He was bugling and he was answering to another guy from some distance off on a landing bugling, but there was no way that guy was going to hear him. And I just happened to be in that drainage. And that's the only reason I heard that bull. I think they are very active, but you have to be close just due to the terrain and the amount of brush on the coast range.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I was just out in Oregon this summer for really the first time exploring, hiking around, and just especially with like the redwoods and like just how giant the trees are. Like you get in those woods and it's like everything's quiet. Like everything's so you can kind of almost hear the sound dampening that those giant trees just soak up, right? They just soak up so much sound. I can imagine it's a lot harder to just hear bugles, especially like, I mean, out here, you just think about like one of the small things, your tall tree is, 50 feet tall, 60 feet tall, something like that. Not even close to redwoods. Like if an elk bugles, maybe he's in a meadow, that sound's going to travel kind of up and over those trees. Whereas for you, that's not happening. All that sound's just getting absorbed.
No. Yeah, and even without having like the tall trees, just the density of the forest on the Oregon Coast Range with the amount of trees compacted together and the brush and the just the canyons, there are valleys and hills covered with that stuff. It definitely kind of dampened that sound, and you're going to think they're not as vocal as some other elk might be, but they are. It's just you got to be close to them. With all my experience here, and so then when you go like Cascades or east of the Cascades, you get into the little bit more open desert style where there's less trees. The sound's definitely going to travel a lot farther. Oh man, it's a tough call.
You have a favorite one to hunt?
All of them. I love the openness of east and what, like I said, seem to be a little bit more vocal. I think our Rosies are just as vocal. There's just a lot of barriers that keep you from hearing those. I like a good challenge. The Rosies are definitely a challenge just because of the amount of brush and everything you have to deal with.
Yeah.
The wetness when it does rain over here on the Coast Range. And man, that's tough. I love hunting the blacktail. Same type of scenario in the real thick, gnarly brush. I don't know. I think the Rockies, I'm going to say I'd probably much rather do that.
Yeah.
As far as the elk goes.
Well, I can imagine it's easier to get around too, just with, there's a bunch of poison oak over on the coast too. I noticed that this last year. That's gotta be a pain.
Oh, I was going to say, you don't want to be allergic to that stuff over here, especially in the valley. And I guess I'm kind of one of the lucky ones that it doesn't bother me. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've talked about that on the podcast before. So there's just people that it doesn't really affect. Like you can walk through it and you get like a rash or anything, or you just don't feel it at all.
No, I've never had any issues at all with it. And I've been around it, I don't know, most of my life, but I do know other people, they even look at it and they're breaking out the very next day.
Yeah. Yeah. I am probably not allergic to it because I've gone on trips with people and they're like, oh, there's poison oak there, poison oak. And it'll be like a spot that I've walked through 1,000 times and like didn't even notice it. So I'm probably on the same plan there with you, but
you're one of the lucky ones then, man. There's a lot of people that are deathly scared of it.
yeah.
But I mean, that just goes to with anything out there. That's like even with your bees and stuff. I can get stung. Yeah, it hurts. I'm not allergic to them, but I got buddies that have to carry an EpiPen because they're allergic to them.
Yeah, yeah. That's luck of the draw, I guess. There.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Right. I'm just a tough old bird or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
all that cardio training gets the blood going.
Yeah.
Well, sweet, man. Well, I really appreciate you jumping on. We will have you on again to chat more hunting and stuff like that. Maybe in the spring. Now that we have this Riverside thing dialed in, we can get it rolling.
Okay.
But yeah, I appreciate it, man. Where can people find you? What's the best way?
You could find us online. We have our own webpage, Rec Pak Company. So it's RecPakco. And if you go directly to our page and order there, we have discount codes. And then we are a veteran-owned company. So if you are a veteran, service of any type, police, fire, school teacher, we do a lifetime 20% on our webpage.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we are also on Amazon, but Amazon doesn't recognize our codes. And then we are on a couple of other online stores like Garage Grown Gear. We're in a few local stores here and a couple of other states, but small stores, nothing large.
Sweet.
And then, look for us or follow us on Facebook and or our Instagram page, and we're going to post up any updates, what we have going on, or any trade shows we might be at. We're starting to book those already, so we'll definitely be at a few of those this year for sure.
Cool.
And hopefully we'll see you there too. A few of those.
Sounds like we're going to be right next to each other at Western Hunt, so you can come.
Okay.
Or maybe you're not fully booked there, but I was talking to Joy, and she sounded like you guys were going to kind of be close to us if you were able to get a spot. So, if anything, she said that you guys were going to be at the Mile High Hunt Expo. So,
yeah, we've already got that one booked, and so we'll be there. And we're working on a couple of others, and we just got to wait and see what happens. Get on the waiting list. Yep. A few of those takes a while to get into.
Yep.
But it'll happen. It's a process.
Yeah, you guys give out, at least last time I saw you guys were giving out samples so people can try them.
Yeah, definitely do samples. It gives you the opportunity to at least taste the product, see what it's like, because, you can be skeptical if you've never tried a product, and it's hard to spend the money on something that you've never tried and buy it offline. And then it's like, oh man, I can't believe I spent money on this, but this gives you an opportunity to actually try the product and go from there.
And they are cheaper than your standard like Peak Refuel or something like that nowadays, especially it's crazy how some of the granola, like you get granola as like a Mountain House or something like that. It's like $12, $13, $14. I mean, a Rec Pak's.
Yeah. And we tried to stay competitive, and we're kind of like right in the middle of the road. We're not on the high end of some of those, like you said with the freeze dried, and we're not on the low end. There's definitely a few brands out there that are a little lower priced, but you got to look at, the quality of the product, what you're getting from it. And honestly, one of the things that I know for sure that like some of the freeze dried pack meals, you have to eat a double serving to get 700 calories.
Yeah.
Most of those meals you buy are a double serving to get that 700 calories.
Yeah. Rec Pak, you chug that thing in 5 seconds. You got the same amount of calories. So.
Yeah. Calories, protein, and all the vitamins and minerals. And, that's another thing too, like I said, with the micronized, And you just got to test it out for yourself because all of us are a little different. All of our body makeups are different. And I've had no stomach issues with this like you would with some other products.
No, same, 100%. Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good to hear.
Right on, man. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Everybody go check out Rec Pak. Get you some.
All right. Appreciate it.